the philosophy of Maharishi, it is easy for me to do it. And that's why I'm able to do it. And you have also been tolerating it for 3 long years. Thank you. And life force, if you people are searching for a topic on life force, you may not be getting many. Am I right? There are not many speakers or speeches on life force. And
కొంచెం గెస్ట్
oh yes, Maharishi has given webinar. Maharishi has given about life force. While others are not touching this topic, Maharishi has given it in great detail. And I don't think anybody else would have thought about life force to this extent. Life force is formed by energy particles or the paramanu internal, and that too is uniting to form millions of energy particles unite to form, and they go round in the body. And almost this is the single source of supply of energy to the cells. And it is surprising to see the life force is so vital, and you cannot have a substitute for life force in any living being. The life force is giving all the energy you require. And this is the single source of energy for the living being. And you see the number of energy particles, life force particles, you can see in the projection how many are there. Millions and millions are there. And they are all dynamic, spinning, and maintaining a perfect order. They are spinning around the axis of the genetic center, and there is fractionation of the spinning life force energy particles, and they are divided into fastest, medium, slow, and slowest. And this has very great significance in when you understand the personality of the human being. The human personality is unpredictable, they say. It is difficult to understand. Even after a husband and wife living so intimately for 50 years, 60 years, it may be difficult to predict how the partner is going to be. Such a difficult character is the human being, and that is because of the 4 types of the vibrations, spinning energy particles that behave differently, that manifest different emotions. For example, the one closer to you, the center, that is the slowest, that is having a vibration of a frequency of 0 to 4. And the next one, 4 to 7. The third one, alpha, 14 to 40. And The beta is 14 to 40. So it is well differentiated into delta, theta, alpha, beta. And all the four vibrations have no continuity. Beta is emotional, whereas the delta is divine and more enlightened individual. And you put the fastest beta and the slowest delta side by side, the behavior will be unimaginable. One may not accept to say that it is the same person who is behaving, exhibiting these emotions. So, such a great significance. And if we understand that you can change the four fractions of the delta, uh, theta, alpha, and beta. With the sky practices, the fractions differ. Next slide, Mark. Right. Yeah. So you can expand the delta and the next theta also expands with a contraction of beta and alpha. So when the distribution of the ratio of the four segments change, a common man becomes a yogi. So this much, if you understand this and change, then you can become a yogi easily. And to understand a yogi and a common man side by side in the same individual, it is very, very difficult, highly impossible to imagine. Even that we can understand with the understanding of the life force. See, the smallest particle and the first particle to appear from space, that is absolute space, which is static, nothing, no definable characters. And this, out of this space, the particle comes. And this is the smallest, which cannot be divided further. But still, that particle is having the capacity to change the personality of the individual. And emotional common man becomes highly divine rishi, yogi, siddha, and he almost transforms himself to a divine state. And this can be explained only with the understanding of life force. And I am sure that you all will agree that to extract a yogi out of an emotional common man is difficult to understand even, but the understanding of the life force can transform the emotional individual to the most enviable state of a yogi, Siddha Purusha. So that is the beauty of and the importance of the topic which you are seeing. And even though this is the smallest, further undividable indivisible energy particle. Changes can be induced into the particles like that, and they produce changes which are difficult to understand or imagine. And this Maharishi is able to explain because of his deep intuition and inner vision. No, there is no gadget which can show an energy particle, which can show how it changes from the common one to the topmost character of an almost divine. So that is the importance of understanding this life force, and it is possible very easy. Next slide.
Can we go with the velocity or the periphery?
No, the previous one.
Okay. There are 5
Previous
life
one.
points.
Yeah. See, the life force particle is nothing but a collection of the energy particles or divine dust particle in us. It is called by so many different names, and I'm sure you all are familiar with that. This is because of the magic of a spinning field. The spinning biomagnetic field separates the energy particles to 4 zones. The speed is maximum in the beta, and because of the fast zone, the lighter energy particles are thrown to the periphery, and as it comes closer to the center, it becomes more congested, more energy particles are present in the second zone, and it is the particles also get crowded. You can see the difference between the outer zone and the second zone and the third zone. The number of particles on the outermost layer, the beta zone, is very minimal. The interparticular distance is more, and they can move freely, fast, and the resistance is less. And correspondingly, they bring out the emotional states, highly volatile, out of control mind. And as the particles move closer to the center, the purple layer, the delta layer, the particles are much closer, and the speed of the spinning particles also comes down to a great extent. There is a change in the size of the particles, speed of the particles, and the spin of the particles. And there the characters which come out when it becomes magnetism is totally different. So this is the importance of the structure. Anatomy also differs, physiology also, the behavior also differs. And that is what is seen in the detailed study with a zoom effect. And so we are able to see the four zones separately and their behavior. And next one. So this is the cyclone, which is where a tornado is shown. Behavior of the tornado is seen. The sky is clear before the appearance of the tornado. On the right side of this thing, you can see the atmosphere becomes dark and there is a dark pillar which shows the eye of the tornado. And a similar picture is seen within a life force particle. And you see the power of the tornado and the clear sky, both can be compared. These two are comparable to the delta zone and the beta zone. So such presentation, varied presentation is possible by the same life force. And you have, the more you study about the life force particle, the more surprises you come across. The life force particle is a collection of the energy particles, and they show a different, they show a surprising phenomena. That is, the orbit taken by a single life force particle from center to the periphery in the body, the core, the center of the genetic center too. They go around the body and covering all the layers of the four layers of this thing. And they cross the Sabdatadus, the seven thadus, right from juice, blood, flesh, the
Fat, bone marrow.
yeah, and all the five, all the seven thadus, all the seven thadus are covered. The energy particle traverses these seven thadus, and as it travels, they give the um, divine dust particles or the energy particles with the required frequency and characters to the seventh order separately. The same life force particle distributes the energy that is required for the sexual vital fluid, and it also shows the energy that is required for the beta frequency. And that is because the life force particle contains the energy particles of all characters, that, and that is the beauty of it. And the entire enigma of the personality of person living being can be explained by the understanding the life force. The energy particles are also spinning, and because of that spinning action, they attract the uh, imprints to each of them separately, depending upon the spinning frequency, the speed, whether they are in the beta zone or alpha zone, theta zone, or delta zone. The energy particles with such characteristics imprints in them are released in appropriate areas, which is responsible for the manifestation of the change in the character. And so, what a complicated structure is explained in simple terms by Maharishi. And, next slide. Vijay Lakshmi, next slide.
Can we go with this topic here? We have 4 PowerPoints.
Yes.
So once we
Right,
finish
right. The DDP is the individual energy particle or the Paramanu, and that group is uniting to form the life force particle or wind in Tamil. And as it travels from the delta zone to the beta zone, the energy particles or divine dust particles leave to the respective zones, the beta, alpha, theta, delta, and that is manifesting the character of the individual. So the divine dust particles are energy particles. They keep on joining the spinning system of life force particles, and they come into the LFP or life force particles, or they leave to the absolute space within the biomagnetic field. So that's such a complicated phenomena they exhibit, and the more deeper you go to understand, then so you see this picture shows the liberation of the divine dust particles or energy particles leaving the LFP, that is the life force particle, and naturally the uh, this thing is some of the uh, life force, the divine dust particles or energy particles may leave the system, which is shown in the animated merry-go-round. The child is thrown out of the spinning merry-go-round. So, such similar phenomenon takes place in the LFP, which is taking part in the life force, which is circulating within the body and leaving the energy particles according to the necessity of. So I think these factors I didn't deal with in my earlier lecture on the life force. And shall I uh, invite some questions to see whether I have conveyed what I wanted to tell you? If anyone from the participant can ask a question, as they are very uh, complicated, difficult to understand points. Anyone with any question?
வாழ்கோளமுடனையா வாழ்கோளமுடனையா
Yes.
நான் லீலா வினோதன்
Yes.
from திருச்சி.
Yes.
I have one small doubt. In the first
Yes.
slide, circle
Oh.
delta, tetra, alpha, beta from
Oh.
inner to outer. At the
Yes.
center, there was a black color without any
Particles.
denotion,
Without any particles.
without
That
any
is
particle.
that
Yes,
is
sir.
the focal point which is occupied by the absolute space. So that's why it is shown in the dark color.
Okay. Also, I noted for yogi that black color is bigger and the common person it is a small.
That is
Yes, yes.
that is if you see both the pictures, the distribution of the percentage occupied by the black portion is very much greater in a yogi. That is, his dynamism is coming down. The beta fraction is a thin line, and the alpha is the next line, and the theta and delta are very much enlarged. So, if this process continues, he will the expanded portion of the black one will occupy the entire life force part. When it is devoid of the particles and it is occupied by the space alone, the ratio of the area occupied by the particles and clear absolute space increases differently. If a particle, life force particle, is having more of the black dot portion, that is where there are no particles, the clear absolute space increases. It is occupying in the 20 to 30, 40, 50, 60% of the space is being occupied by the black portion or the absolute space. If depending upon the percentage of the absolute space, the divinity, absolute space is God, divinity. So the individual exhibits so much of divine characters, and that is responsible for the change of it. Is it understood, Leela Jordan?
Yes, sir. Very clear, sir. It is well understood, sir.
Yes.
I have another doubt that Shanti meditation really how the life force
That is a different that is a different subject that we will
we can have
take
it
it
at
up
the end.
later.
Okay,
Now
okay. Thank you.
the
This
life
is clear.
force itself is having so much of points that we will take it up later.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
ஐயா வாழ்க
Right.
வளமுடன் ஐயா ரங்கசாமி from கோயம்புத்தூர்.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
ஐயா your
The great teacher.
clear presentation is very nice with slides and PowerPoints. I am asking one clarification. How
Yes.
can we define specifically life force associating with the human body, biomagnetism and consciousness?
See, when it is absolute space, it is consciousness, mighty force, almighty, and order of function is there, and the characters are exhibited because of the life force, and it contains all the four type of energy particles or paramanus, and when they dissolve, they give us character. And when it is the particles they give the size of the particles which vary from small to the big. The bigger ones are in the delta area, and the fine dust-like particles in the beta area. And proportional to the size of the particle, their speed also increases. The particles with the least size in the periphery is the maximum velocity. So they exhibit the emotional, mobile, the characters of exhibited by a common, unpredictable behavior of a person. Whereas when it comes to delta area, they are slow with the speed of 4, 3, 2, 1, and even 0. When it is 0, it is absolute space. And when it is absolute space, it exhibits the consciousness. The order of function is exhibited. That is responsible because of the delta waves there. And in between the beta and the delta, you have the alpha and theta layers. And when it is beta, they can dissolve into the particles. The paramanus will open up, will occupy a larger area. They used to be particles, they become a wave cloud, and that is making it magnetism. Land listing. The magnetism is showing this thing. So it is the speed that changes the particle to behave as a particle, to expand, merge with the absolute space to become a character. And Rangaswamy Ayad, does it explain, answer your question?
Thank you, Ayya. Thank you, Ayya.
Right. This is something unimaginable by any other explanation other than what Maharishi gives. Even modern psychiatrists, the psychologists find it difficult to understand the emotional state and the spiritual state in a single individual. But with the philosophy of life force, Maharishi explains it very easily. Okay?
Okay, Ayya. Thank you.
Right. The slide shows the formation of the magnetism depending upon the nature of the particles, whether they are in the beta zone or alpha zone or in the theta zone, delta zone. Okay. Any other question?
So at the core of the life force particle, the DDPs encounter maximum compression, resistance, and friction, right? Because of that, they become absolute space. They are destroyed. The DDPs in the center of the life force.
Dissolve. They disappear. Dissolve and disappear. Yes. Spinner experiment shows why the divine dust particles or energy particles spin. It is because of the magnetic field. Looking at this picture, you can imagine what will be the spinning velocity of an energy particle. Okay?
Right.
Mugarajan, welcome.
Yeah, Warhol, thank you.
How do you like the presentation? Yeah.
Hello, yeah, Warhol Madam. Your presentation is so nice. I'm just really appreciating the effort that you put in to compare the brain waves at the nano level, especially with the life force particles. I'm just deeply thinking about the gamma state that you did mention. The gamma state, and after that is the beta, delta, alpha, and the last one is the delta. And we are we are still missing out on some information. Like I myself, think like this is a this is a brain wave and mind function, and at the root level is the life force particle, and how I can like bring those into correlation. Like what is the link there? I know the extension.
When the energy particles is having a particle form, when they are compact and that is not a wave, it is only a particle. With this, it is easy to understand the behavior of the nature of the magnetism that comes out of it when it dissolves. So, this the separation of beta, alpha, theta, and delta is able to explain the nature of the mind, which is a wave, a magnetism, a state of biomagnetism. And the transition from particle to the magnetism, from the absolute space, it moves, it becomes the astral body, and from the astral body, it becomes the causal body. The change from the absolute zero frequency to the beta frequency with emotional state and to the manomaya and vijnanamaya, and then to the anandamaya. It's all the panchakoshas are connected and explained. So it becomes a very deep study of the life force and mind concept, the wave concept, the energy concept, the all these things are possible. I'm glad that I'm able to explain all these things using the life force particles, energy particles, the astral nature, expanding to a biomagnetic nature. I don't know, I'm clear in giving you a right explanation for the changes which I am thinking of. Padmini, Usha, Vijayasri, and Vanita. 4 people appear to be new in today's webinar. Do you people understand what is being explained? One of you, Padmini
Yes,
or
sir.
Usha? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Is it Shanmugavel? Sir, good evening.
Sir.
Yes. Sir.
I have been attending quite some of your sessions. It is very clear and it is legible, sir.
Okay, okay. Thank you. I'm happy that Divinities is helping me to explain my ideas to you people. So, shall we proceed with the presentation?
Yes, sure.
Okay. Vijay Lakshmi.
Oh, yes, yeah. So these are the pictures how the biomagnetism and life force works.
So, this slide
I
shows.
can go from here, sir.
Yeah. See this. This shows the particles suspended in the space. And when polarity takes place, when a magnet is introduced into the medium and the structure changes totally to the biomagnetic field, you can expect such changes in the biomagnetic field where the frequencies, the waves, they join together to produce a magnetic field. When the particles are randomly dispersed, suspended in the space, introduction of magnetism produces a clear pattern with lines of magnetism. When such change takes place, it is the change from the alpha level to the theta level or delta level. Yes. Next slide.
Here I have a question. So with this magnetic bar at the center, can we say that in our body it is Sushumna Nadi?
Yeah. This is why the sexual vital fluid is in the region of the Mooladhara or genetic center. That is explained by these slides. Okay. Sexual vital fluid, when it is in the periphery of the body, where the frequency is beta, the sexual vital fluid becomes magnetism and it helps, it influences the cells and their behavior. And when it is in the wave state, it becomes the mind. The Panchagoshas and the Sabdatadus all correlate with the behavior of the life force particle. Okay. Next slide, Ma.
Yeah, thank you.
See, this shows that the magnet is there and the pins are sticking to it like a lines of magnetism around the magnet. And here, so many individual iron balls are all sticking together like a mass. And when that magnet is taken off, they become separate, individual. This is what is happening between the coherence of the cells, the attachment of the cells to form tissues, and the behavior of the tissues. in a specific way and unrelated to the or difficult to understand the behavior of the cells. The cells becoming tissues because of the biomagnetism and behavior of the tissues like muscle and the marrow and the vital fluid all can be explained because of the magnetism and their behavior. Next slide. So here the magnetic lines of magnetism, they change according to the field, which is shown in this picture. There is a hollow in the center. The individual lines of the pins, the iron particles, they group together. So like that, the lines of biomagnetic force will join together to behave differently. And this still perplexes the observer, how magnetism can behave in all these possible ways. By applying heat, the crowding of the pins disappear when they are heated. The heat destroys the behavior of the magnetic force. See here, when they are subjected to magnetic force, they come together, they crowd together. But when they are heated, the magnetism is destroyed by the heat and they become dispersed like that. Next one. So the life force is behaving in a simple, understandable way. The life force is seen in a child with a robust vitality and energy, whereas in an adult, it is a bodybuilder. It is Mr. Universe, and when he is having a heart attack, the life force is disturbed to a great extent and the polarity changes and the energy of the life force particles also get utilized and he becomes a sick individual. And a senile old man, the life force becomes weak. So what you have to appreciate is the same life force, because of its quantity, the strength of the life force varies and gives different presentations which we see, and that is the strange behavior of the life force, explained very easily with the examples. You have to understand that the life force is one. The life force particles are the same particles taking part in different species in a different way. The behavior, the number of life force particles and their frequency and spin varies, but when it is weak, it behaves in a different way. When it is strong, it behaves, the expression is different. And the same life force particles, the energy particles, they can produce varied behavior of the living beings. Next, intense life force, where the number of particles are more. When the life force is weak, the energy particles and the life force particles leave the system, and the life force is strong, intense. The life force particles and the energy particles, they enter into the system. So that is also explained here. Any questions at this stage?
The weakening, I am Leela Vinodhan. The weakening
Yes.
of the life, the weakening of the weak life force is due to the
Due to the
bonding.
absence, it is due to the less attractive force of the genetic center. That is, when the sexual vital fluid is in good quantity, the attractive force attracting the life force particles and the energy particles are more, and the life force becomes stronger. And when the sexual vital fluid is less, the attractive force is less, and particles leave the system and get into the system, depending upon the attractive force of the genetic center, which is decided by the heavy player, the sexual vital fluid. Okay.
Okay, very clear. Agreed.
Right. Yes. The function is going on. I'm just making myself room into a quiet corner and talking to you people. So if there is any inattention on my part, if my explanations or the talk is wavering, kindly excuse me. Bharat Shah, do you like to tell something?
No, Aya, thank you. I don't have any questions.
Right, right. Dr. Taumani? Dr. Taumani? Okay, okay.
Shall we continue or with this new? Sorry, you please proceed.
How many slides are there?
Yeah, this presentation will be the last one. We have 25 slides.
And where are we now?
Started the new presentation. This is the first page of 25 slides.
Okay, I think
If you have
I'm
other
in the
questions,
midst of this.
so far we
I'm
have.
in the midst of this function, Wife's Appreciation Day in the trust. So we will, you will excuse me for today, and we will continue in the next week if it is interesting. If you people want this to continue. Okay?